Daf Yomi Tractate, Menachot, page 81a, top of the page. This is the daf for the first day of Passover. Chima Frishin Techila Limotaros. Hold on. I get my pointy pointer. Etzba. Hold on. Second. A moment. Alright. Etzba. Chima Frishin Techila Limotaros. Etzba. See? Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi explains why, and does one separate an animal as a leftover ab initio? Yossi Rabbi Yitzchok bar Shmuel bar Malta Kamedar Yochanan. I'm sorry, Kamedar of Nachman. Yossi v'kom avalai sebehem alechem alemo. I hach de kaima tumura hi. Hatoida halachma I hach de kaima toida hi. Halachma v'ha tehevi tumura. The Gemara suggests another solution. Rabbi Yitzchak bar Shmuel bar Marta was sitting before Nachman, and he was sitting and saying, I had a question about this. It says he was sitting before Nachman, and he was sitting and saying. It just said he was sitting before Nachman. I wonder about that terminology. Why is it redundant in that way? Anyway, just a thought. And he was sitting and saying, and let him bring another animal with loaves. Let him say, if this animal that is extant is the substitute, then let this be the thanks offering, and these its loaves. And if this animal that is extant is the thanks offering, then let these be its loaves, and this will be a substitute, as the substitute of thanks offering is not sacrificed with loaves, and it may be consumed for the same duration as the thanks offering itself. Amar le ani mari arba'im Katifei Koshel. Rabbi Nachman said to him, answer me, my master. The halacha is that one who separates a substitute is liable to receive 40 lashes on his shoulders. And you say that it is fit to separate a substitute ab initio? Rabbi Lachalash Legabe Abaye Rabbanan. Yas Bekamri. Im Isa lider Rabbi Yochanan de'amar chutz lechoimas hazore kodoish lesilechem veloisva chutz lechoimas hazore velema ihach dekaima toidahi holachma nila lebeglecholin. The Gemara relates that Rav Ela took ill, and Abaye and the sages went to visit him, and they were sitting and saying, if one accepts the ruling of Rabbi Yochanan, who said, if the loaves of the thanks offering were within Jerusalem, meaning the area of consumption of the thanks offering and its loaves, even if they were outside the wall of the temple courtyard, when the thanks offering was slaughtered and they are consecrated, then let the owner bring loaves and set them outside the wall of the temple courtyard, and let him say, if this animal that is extant is the thanks offering, then let these be its loaves, and if it is not, let them go out and be consumed as non-sacred loaves. Mishum diika alba lehanif, hechi lebed lenafinu abarai, lifnei Hashem ksiv, gavai ka me'ayil chulin la'azore hilkach lo efshal. The Gemara responds, this too is not a valid remedy, because there are 4 loaves of the 40 that one must wave. How would he perform the mitzvah of waving them? Shall he wave them outside the temple courtyard? He may not, since waved for a wave offering before the Lord, Leviticus 7:30 is written in the verse, and waving performed outside the temple courtyard is not considered before the Lord. Shall he wave them inside the temple courtyard? He will have brought non-sacred food into the temple courtyard. Therefore, it is not possible. Maskif l'Rav Shisha b'rei Ravidi. Im isa l'Dechezkiah d'amar kachal b'oi mitoich shmoinim. V'leisi behema v'leisi shmoinim v'hadei. V'lema ihach t'kayim mitoihi. Onam yitev yitoida v'shmoinim t'avaihu. Ihach 1 second here. Puts on a pause. Okay, now, where are we holding? Maskif Rav Shisha. Where were we? All right, Maskif Rav Shisha Bered Rav Idi. You know what? I'll just go back to the previous line. Mishum Dika Arba Lahanif Hechad Avi Lenafinu Aber Lefnei Hashem Ksiv Gavai Kom El Chul Nazara Hilkach Lo Efshar. The Gemara responds, this too is not a valid remedy because there are 4 loaves of the 40 that one must wave. How would he perform the mitzvah of waving them? Shall he wave them outside the temple courtyard? He may not, since waved for a wave offering before the Lord. Leviticus 7:30. It is written in the verse, and waving performed outside the temple courtyard is not considered before the Lord. Shall he wave them inside the temple courtyard? He will have brought non-sacred food into the temple courtyard. Therefore, it is not possible. Maskif Rav Shisha Bered Rav Idi. Im Isa lechizkiya damarkat sharbayim mitoich shmoinim leisi behem v'leisi shmoinim b'adei v'leima ihach dekai metoidahi hanami tehevi toida v'hashmoinim tzervayu ihach dekai metoidahi Hatoida halachma v'likdishu lehu arba mitoch shmoinim. Rav Shisha son of Idi objects to this. If one accepts the ruling of Chizkiah, who said with regard to a thanks offering that one slaughtered accompanied by 80 loaves, rather than required 40 of the 80 loaves are consecrated, and let the owner bring an animal and let him bring 80 loaves with it, and say, if this animal is extant is a thanks offering, then this additional animal should also be a thanks offering, and these 80 loaves should be for both of them. And if this animal that is extant is the substitute, then let this additional animal be a thanks offering, and these shall be its loaves, and let the 40 of the 80 be consecrated for it. Okay, let's continue. Rav Shisha, son of Idi, objects to this if one accepts the ruling of Chizkiah, who said with regard to a thanks offering that one slaughtered accompanied by 80 loaves, rather than the required 40 of the 80 loaves are consecrated. Then let the owner bring an animal, and let him bring 80 loaves with it, and say, if this animal that is extant is the thanks offering, then this additional animal should also be a thanks offering, and these 80 loaves should be for the both of them. And if this animal that is extant is the substitute, then let this additional animal be a thanks offering, and let these shall be its loaves, let the 40 of the 80 be consecrated for it. Mishum dekamamai bechila da'avayim. The Gemara rejects this. This is not a valid remedy because it reduces the consumption of the 40 additional loaves, as the priests may not be able to consume the 4 loaves given from the additional 40, and the owner cannot consume them because they may be the portion of the priest. Daf Toidahi Yehoshua Travayu Ihach Tekaima Toidahi Hanami Toidahi Yehoshua Travayu Bahai Lehevi Moisa decided. Rav Ashi said to Rav Kahana, if one accepts the ruling of Rabbi Yochanan, who said, if one separated a pregnant animal is as a sin offering and it gave birth, if he wants, he can achieve atonement with it, and if he wants, he can achieve atonement with its offspring. Then let the owner bring a pregnant animal and wait until it gives birth, and let him bring 80 loaves with it, and say, if this animal that is extant is a substitute, then this and its offspring are thanks offerings, and these 80 loaves should be for both of them. And if this animal that is extant is the thanks offering, then this mother should also be a thanks offering. And these 80 loaves should be for both of them, and let this offering be the leftover of the thanks offering. Amar le man le malan davar Rabbi Yochanan ishairo mishiual dila im shairo ena mishiual hainu time da Rabbi Yochanan de amal Adam miskaper b'shvach hegdish. Rabbi Yochanan said to him, who shall say to us, Rav Kahana said to him, who shall say to us that the reasoning of Rabbi Yochanan is that he said the offering is considered the property of the one who dedicated the pregnant mother, such that if he reserved it for a specific consecration, it is considered reserved for that consecration. Perhaps Rabbi Yochanan holds that if he reserved it, it is not considered reserved. And this is the reason that Rabbi Yochanan holds that one can achieve atonement with the offspring of a pregnant animal separated as a sin offering. As he said, a person achieves atonement with the enhancement of consecrated property, such as the offspring of an animal that was consecrated when pregnant. Ravina ikla lim Lidam Harvia Havraya Amale Ravdimi Braid Ravhuna Midam Harvia Lavina Velesi Behema Velema Harelai Velesi Behema Achriti Velesi Shmoinim Behade Velema Iha Chtikamet Mohi Hanitar Toides Shmoinim Tarvayu Yachtikamet Toidehi Viha the Amri Alai Nami Heavy Toida Hashmoinim Tarvayu the Idach, the heavy Leach Rayus. Ravina happened to come to Demhoria, and Ravdimi, the son of Rav Huna from Demhoria, says to Ravina, and let the owner bring an animal and say, it is incumbent upon me to bring an animal for a thanks offering, and let him separate this animal in fulfillment of his vow. And then let him bring another animal, and let him bring 80 loaves with it, and say, if this animal that is extant is the substitute, then these 2 additional animals are thanks offerings, and these 80 loaves should be for both of them. And if this animal that is extant is the thanks offering, then this one for which I said it is incumbent upon me should also be a thanks offering, and these 80 loaves are for both of them. And let the other animal be for a guarantee for sacrifice if my thanks offering gets lost, and it does not require loaves. Amar le hatoida amar tov asher lo tidor mishetida v'lo tishalem ach amrit lekum lindor betchila. The Ravina said to him, the Torah said, better is it that you should not vow than you should vow and not pay. Ecclesiastes 5:4. And you say, let him rise up and vow ab initio. Taking a vow to bring an offering is not encouraged. As all possible remedies have been rejected, the statement of Rechia that there is no remedy in a case where a thanks offering and a substitute are intermingled, and one of them died, stands. Okay, new Mishnah. We're starting a new Mishnah, and You know what? Let's start the new Mishnah with the new Amud, because the new Mishnah starts an Amud that is pretty long, I would say. Longer than average. But we'll start with the next Amud. Okay.